Why Zen breathing matters for heart health. As we grow older, the question of longevity begins to feel more personal. It is no longer about how many years we can count, but about the quality of those years. Many Americans in midlife and beyond quietly ask themselves, will my heart stay strong enough to enjoy retirement? Will I have the energy to play with my grandchildren? Will I age with grace, or with constant fear of illness? 1. Zen breathing and the rhythm of the heart, where science meets philosophy. There is a quiet moment many of us rarely notice. It is the moment between an inhale and an exhale. That fragile pause where the body resets. For those of us in our 40s, 50s, or 60s, often juggling the weight of careers, families, and health concerns, that pause can become a doorway. In Zen philosophy, breath is more than air. It is life itself, the bridge that ties our restless mind to the wisdom of the body. When we practice Zen breathing, we are not just calming down. We are directly influencing the rhythm of the heart. Modern science has confirmed what Zen masters have whispered for centuries. Every breath we take affects our heart rate through something called the vagus nerve, a hidden channel running between the brain and the heart. When our breath is shallow and hurried, the heart mirrors that anxiety, beating faster, straining harder. But when we slow down, when we take long, steady Zen breaths, the heart learns a different rhythm, calmer, steadier, less burdened. Scientists call this heart rate variability, but Zen simply calls it harmony. Think about the everyday stress of American life. The endless traffic on the way to work, the late-night scrolling through news headlines, the constant pressure of bills or retirement plans. Each of these adds invisible weight to the chest. Over time, the body interprets this as danger, tightening muscles, raising blood pressure, and asking the heart to carry more than it was ever meant to bear. It is no wonder that heart disease remains the leading cause of death in America. Yet here is the paradox Zen reveals. The answer is as close as your next breath. When we learn to breathe with awareness, to let each inhale expand fully and each exhale release deeply, the heart begins to find balance again. It is as if the heart is listening, waiting for us to signal that it no longer has to fight. Zen breathing teaches us that healing does not always come from outside. Sometimes, it is already within us, hidden in the rhythm we forgot to notice. This is where science and Zen meet. The heart does not just need medicine. It needs space, stillness, and the steady guidance of our breath. 2. Zen breathing as emotional therapy, restful sleep and nighttime healing. Night comes, but for many Americans it does not bring rest. You may find yourself lying in bed, the room dark, yet the mind refuses to turn off. Thoughts replay old conversations, regrets whisper from years past, and tomorrow's worries arrive too early. For people in their middle years, this cycle is all too familiar. Sleepless nights become the silent burden of adulthood. Doctors may offer pills, but deep inside many of us know there must be a gentler path. Zen breathing invites us into that path. In Zen, the breath is not only oxygen. It is a tool for releasing what the day has left behind. Each inhale welcomes presence. Each exhale carries away fragments of stress, anger, or sadness. When practiced before sleep, Zen breathing becomes like a reset button for the nervous system. It tells the body, you are safe now, you can let go. And with that letting go, the doorway to deeper, more healing sleep begins to open. Science explains this in terms of the parasympathetic nervous system. the branch of our body that slows the heart, lowers blood pressure, and prepares us for rest. But Zen explains it in simpler language: when you breathe consciously, you return home to yourself. This return creates emotional space. Old wounds soften, daily irritations dissolve. The heart, no longer clenched in self-defense, finds permission to rest. Imagine a woman in her 50s who has spent the day caring for aging parents, managing work deadlines, and worrying about her children's future. At night her chest feels heavy, her heart racing though she lies still. Instead of reaching for a sleeping pill, she sits upright in bed, closes her eyes, and begins with one mindful breath, then another. Soon, the rhythm changes. The body feels lighter, as if the burdens are melting away with each exhale. Within minutes, her heart begins to slow. Sleep follows naturally. This is not fantasy. It is the lived experience of countless practitioners who use breath as emotional medicine. Zen breathing for sleep and emotional healing is not about escaping life. It is about facing life with gentleness, creating a space where the heart can finally rest. The beauty is that no equipment is needed, no cost required, only awareness, patience, and the courage to trust your own breath. Before we move into the final part of today's journey, I want to offer you a small but meaningful suggestion. If something in these words has touched your heart, if this message resonated with you, help us kindly press the like button. Your support helps spread peace and wisdom to others. Then consider gently pressing the save button and adding this video to your watch later playlist. Think of it as placing a smooth stone in your pocket during a quiet walk, a reminder you can return to whenever life feels heavy, or when your mind longs for stillness. With one click, you create a path back here without the noise of searching, without the rush of time. Later, when the world outside is too loud, you can simply open that list, and this space will be waiting, calm, familiar, ready to meet you again. Let's continue with the next part. Three, Zen breathing and the path to longevity, a heart that lasts, a life that flows. As we grow older, the question of longevity begins to feel more personal. It is no longer about how many years we can count, but about the quality of those years. Many Americans in midlife and beyond quietly ask themselves, will my heart stay strong enough to enjoy retirement? Will I have the energy to play with my grandchildren? Will I age with grace, or with constant fear of illness? Zen breathing offers an answer, not as a miracle cure, but as a steady companion on the journey of aging. When we cultivate the habit of breathing deeply and slowly, day after day, we are not just calming the mind for a moment. We are strengthening the heart for the long road ahead. Each mindful breath reduces inflammation, lowers stress hormones, and gently trains the cardiovascular system to operate with balance rather than strain. This is not just philosophy. Research has shown that consistent breath practices can lower the risk of heart disease and improve overall vitality. Yet Zen teaches something even deeper. Longevity is not only measured in years but in the way those years are lived. A heart that beats in harmony with the breath is not simply surviving, it is thriving. To live longer in the Zen sense means to live with presence. To walk more slowly through each day. To notice the taste of morning tea. The warmth of sunlight. The quiet joy of ordinary moments. Breath becomes the thread that ties together the health of the body and the peace of the spirit. Picture an older man in his 60s, once skeptical of meditation, who begins practicing Zen breathing each morning. At first, he notices small changes, less tightness in his chest, easier sleep, a calmer mood. Over months, his doctor remarks on lowered blood pressure and a healthier heart rhythm. But what surprises him most is not only the medical benefits, but the way life itself feels different. He laughs more freely, listens more deeply, and discovers that longevity is not about stretching time, but about deepening it. Zen breathing for longevity and heart strength reminds us that aging can be a graceful unfolding rather than a fearful decline. With every breath, we give the heart permission to live not only longer, but lighter. If you have felt the quiet power of this practice, remember that the journey does not end here. Zen breathing is a daily path, a way of living that can transform the heart, the mind, and the spirit. I invite you to continue this journey with us. Subscribe to Buddhism in You, and together we will explore more ways to heal, to rest deeply, and to live with balance in a world that never seems to slow down.